Hi, my name is Bill.
I'm Sonia.
And we're reviewing Servant, Season 4, Episode 3, Seance.
Directed and written by Ishana Shyamalan. She also directed Pizza, Josephine, Hive, Mama. We're calling this week's episode, The Freaks Come Out at Night.
The freaks come out at night.
Whoa.
I'll tell you what. Ishana's got a sense of humor like a mofo, for real.
It does. That's what I love about Servant. It's the perfect combination of being dark, because it's a sad story, but it's funny at the same time.
Like a dark comedy at times. Well, it opens up with the two nurses, right? Bev and Bobby introducing themselves to everyone, and Sean loves it. He looks like a little kid clapping like crazy.
Roberta and Beverly. We hope our presence here will make life a breeze.
He does seem thoroughly entertained. I think Bev and Bobby are kind of like a breath of fresh air to Sean.
Really?
And comic relief for us.
Yeah.
The thing about this episode is it's really focusing on the loss and trauma that the Turners have gone through, but we're seeing it through the nurse's perspective now. I was happy to see that Sean's cooking again.
Yeah, he's busting it out.
Yeah, season.
Well, he totally got dissed by this one. He cooked this extremely difficult dish that almost made him quit cooking school, and she jerko Dorothy snubbed her nose at it.
Yeah.
But you could see Julian is bewildered by these strange grannies, as he referred to them, calling them at one point the Shining Twins, which had me cracking up.
Yeah.
There's some supportive old ladies, though.
They are.
I need me a couple old ladies.
Me too, because I have never been laid up in bed and looked as fabulous as Dorothy. Like, she looks great. She's dressed to the nines. Her makeup she looks fabulous. So yeah, they can take care of me anytime. Dorothy falls flat on her face.
Right, even with the supportive old ladies.
Yeah, they're trying to tell her, you're not ready. But in this scene, Dorothy mentions all she can do is listen to Jericho cry. So that's why she wants to get up and walk.
It's the only thing she mentioned about him the whole time.
Yeah.
Again, going back to my point last week, she is a bad mom. She don't care.
I can't argue with you on that. But it was sad though, because it was kind of like maybe from Jericho's point of view, because she's like, he's left to wonder why mommy isn't coming.
I don't think he cares. he's a zombie baby who's been resurrected by Leanne, so who knows what he's thinking. He may just be into Leanne, we don't know.
Oh, like you mentioned earlier, Dorothy is turning Sean's food away.
How annoying is that? Like, he spends that much time doing something so complicated and she won't even take a bite.
She did at the end asked for him to keep the blueberry pancakes there, so she's showing maybe she's softening up a little bit towards Sean.
Really? I don't know.
It seemed like a little bit. She had a little smirk there.
She's just a little
trying to be on Dorothy's
selfish.
side this time. Trying.
Really? Yeah, I don't know.
Just a little bit.
I can't.
A little bit.
I think it's just super selfishness made her do that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the nurses are handing out self-help books that addresses everyone's internal issues. They're kind of funny. Is what is that word that she says?
She says like
cyclical.
Psychical?
Psychical?
That's
Is
not
that
a word? No. I have a master's in psychology. That's not a word. Like, what's she talking about? As we saw last episode, Dorothy got a book about anxiety that was sitting on her little tray table, I guess you'd say. They gave Leanne a social skills for teens book, which is weird.
She's like, no.
A love language book for Sean.
Yeah.
And obviously his love language is cooking. And an organizational book for Julian, which is so odd. Like, is that what he needs?
From a Japanese lady. I know who it's from.
Yeah?
Yeah, who they're talking about. I think Marie Kondo, I think is her name.
Well, we've been to Japan, and they are super organized. that train system works like a charm.
Tell you what, they're speaking my love language. Please color code my closet. I love it. I'll
She's
pass
an
on the
organization freak, so she was real happy
I love
about
that.
this.
Do it on your, just take it amongst yourself. Just go ahead. It's fine.
Yeah,
So,
what about the sage?
I'll pass on the sage and the candles just because I'm sensitive to smells.
Okay. But the organization's all good?
Yeah.
Well, they've decorated their room. This is a new room, right? We see this. We didn't know this was there, like a whole new section of the property. I mean, they got all kinds of... This is why I thought they were Church of Lesser Saint people, right? Because they have a bunch of old stuff, you know, maybe from their prior life. They got dream catchers and just things that I kind of recognized from, you know, when I was a kid in the 80s looking at that stuff, right? I think we all wanted them to be Church of Lesser Saint type elevated people, but I don't think they are.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah. I mean, Leanne tells Julian, you know, that she wants him to go research these ladies. She wanted Julian to check them out. So during his investigation, we see this hilarious scene where Julian goes
Oh my God.
into the room and he finds a wooden box with sex toys.
Oh, like big old sex toys.
I wonder if that's what was in the Amazon deliveries.
Ooh. All the Amazon deliveries.
Or is that part of Dorothy's therapy too?
Speaking of Amazon deliveries, when we did that video where we went to the filming locations and we were at the Turner's house, we actually met the lady that owns the house. She's really nice. We only talked to her for a second. We don't bug her. But
stalkers.
had tons of Amazon deliveries all the time.
They did.
And we contemplated stealing them and doing an unboxing. But we didn't because they're nice people and they donate to that charity. So we were like, don't do it. Yeah, we held back. Now, when you first see this box, it's like a big wooden box, and you're made to think about the oil, not just big rubber ding-dongs. I really expected to pull out the, the oil, the knife, and the, all that stuff. But what's more is we see a scene with a black crow. Now, crows symbolize like messengers of the dead, and they they carry the souls to the underworld or something like that, and other, mythologies and stuff. So maybe
we'll see that crow again.
Yeah, maybe that had something to do with it.
Yeah, definitely symbolic. The other symbolic thing I saw was that ratty old nasty skinny elephant that was sitting on one of the nurses' beds.
The elephant.
Yeah, there was like that ratty old white ugly looking stuffed animal.
Oh yeah.
So I think it was an elephant. I think it was symbolic of an elephant, but to me it seemed like the elephant in the room.
Oh, yeah. That would be good if it was an elephant. I thought it was
like there's
rabbit.
an obvious problem.
I wasn't paying attention.
It had a long nose.
We'll have to go look.
So I think
believe
it was
you.
what do you guys think it was? It looked like an elephant.
Usually are good.
Looked like
an
elephant to me.
The elephant in the room.
Yeah, the elephant in the room.
That's really good.
I was hoping with the seance that Bobby held in Dorothy's room would shed some light on Dorothy.
I just can't believe they all went with it. And
well, alternative. I guess they're open to alternative.
Oh yeah, they're definitely open to alternative. But why is Bobby wearing that green turban? Okay, I know why. They're frauds. Like we all thought they were Church of Lesser Saints, but they're just common, everyday frauds.
I don't know if they're frauds.
Come on, man. She had the Johnny Carson, what was it, Smirnak or whatever he would do?
I remember that Johnny Carson's actor was Karnak.
Hold the letter up and say, that's what they are. It's an old custom.
Seances, yeah. People have been attempting to communicate with the dead since ancient times. People who claim to contact the spirit world can provoke extreme reactions, such as this one. For some, mediums are comfort and mystery. For others, like you, they're frauds. I don't know.
Well, they've definitely messed around in the wrong house this time because they may have found some supernatural stuff.
So you think that they were fraudsters using tricks? Because I know some mediums, they use tricks and techniques.
I don't know if they're using tricks. I think they may believe it. I've met some people that believe this stuff.
Well, Sean gave him some information.
Right. Some people are manipulators, and they're purposely, they get your information and they do this to make you believe it so they get your money. I think, but some people just believe that it's real. They may just be the latter,
Maybe. It seems you either have people who believe it, the debunkers, or people who are just curious. I think I'd fall in the curious type.
I'm a debunker, I'm sure.
But how does this apply to servant, do you think?
Oh, I think it did because we're all looking for the supernatural in this. It's got to be a supernatural thing. And at first we were like, oh, maybe it's not supernatural. Remember season 1? We were like, maybe this is not supernatural. I think I came with that theory, right? Like everything can be explained. It's just perspective and blah, 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 blah. And then by the end now we're like, oh, it's got to be supernatural. So we're all looking for that. And obviously like these ladies are believing all that stuff and it seems ridiculous what they're doing. So maybe they're saying we're ridiculous for thinking, you know what I mean? Who knows?
Yeah. It's definitely a lesson that the truth may not be as scary as you think. I think.
Maybe.
Once they're so afraid that Dorothy's going to find out.
Which bothers me that.
That's why they stopped the seance, because we don't want Dorothy to find out, but Dorothy needs to find out. Dorothy needs to be put into an insane asylum or she needs help.
To know.
She needs to know, and she needs help.
I think she's too selfish to kill herself.
She needs. I don't
think it's just a threat anyway.
There's a scene here where Bobby's vision takes a turn. Because at first it's kind of fun. Like, she's like, I see your mom. Or I see somebody with red hair. But then it takes a turn. And she talks about it's time to close the door to the other side. So I'm wondering if that was a reference to the front door that closed the day Dorothy forgot about Jericho in the car. Because the front door closed. And is this a real vision that she's having, or is it being controlled by Leanne, or is it...
I didn't even think of that.
It's time to close the door to the other side.
Well, Sean demands that they stop the seance, and Leanne attacks Bobby to see if there's scars on her back.
I laughed so hard when Sean said, Leanne, you cannot rip the clothes off everybody who comes into this house. First, she ripped the clothes off Mr. Smiley. Now Roberta.
Well, since no scars, Leanne doesn't think the nurses are now Church of the Lesser Saints, which we figured that out pretty early in the episode, right?
Yeah, thank goodness, because Leanne started quoting scriptures about false witnesses.
Oh, yeah.
She did with Proverbs chapter 6, verse 19.
She was getting serious. She was like Jules from Pulp Fiction there for a second. I thought she was about to execute somebody. She was ready to cut somebody. The episode ends with an apocalyptic vision, though. Is this Leanne's dream or Dorothy's?
You can't... I wonder. I think it's Leanne's dream, but it could be Dorothy's. What do you guys think? I'm not sure whose dream it was.
Is it something Leanne drew in her notebook, maybe?
One of the drawings in her notebook looks like the street Bobby was describing.
Yeah? Well, Dorothy wakes to find Leanne curled up asleep on her bed, just like the seance memory stated.
What do you guys think that meant?
I don't know. That kind of threw me for a loop, other than, she still loves her and, is still attached to her.
Yeah, well, during the seance, Dorothy mentioned that her mom was the only person that could comfort her. So I think Leanne feels Dorothy is the only one that can comfort her. Like this whole mother-daughter thing, relationship that Leanne wants and Dorothy doesn't. What'd you think of the episode?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It gave me hope. I still want more, of course, but
I noticed the color green a lot in this episode. Did you?
I didn't until you said something, but then I did.
There's a lot of green, and M. Night Shyamalan is known for his use of color and symbolism. What do you think the color green meant, or do you think it had any significance at all?
M. Night didn't direct this episode, though. Ishana did. So, what do y'all think? Did you think she did a great job? Or I personally think she did pretty good. What do you guys think of the episode? How many Uncle Georges would you guys give it? I'm going to give it 3.5 Uncle George's.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to give it 4 Uncle George's.
Yo.
I enjoyed the episode.
So that's what, 4.25? 4.25 for
I'm not
us?
good at
Average? Yeah. Coming up, the next episode is called Boo. Sean sees Leanne's true colors while she hunts her enemy on Halloween.
Ooh, what does that mean? Let's see. Well, thanks for watching.
Yeah. Make sure you comment, please. You know, we love your comments. Last week's comments were fantastic. And like and share and bye.